What's up, dudes? It's Molly Marcella. Hi, guys. I'm Molly Marcella. I am here today to report the hard, cold facts. The hard, cold cold makes me warm. Okay? I hear swarm. Okay? Shawarma might mean something. What's up, dudes? I'm Molly Marcella. I'm a clairaudient, psychic, Heyoka empath. I am channeling, so anything I say is part of your message. I'm just waiting for my computer to start. I'm still in my morning attire, waiting for my coffee to be done. And Spirit said they're done being paranoid. Now they're curious and excited. Okay, they're done being paranoid. Now they're curious and excited. So we had karma, we had astral court happened, and then karma happened. And there are a bunch of people who got really paranoid because they got some kind of karmic smackdown. Yeah, so remember we have, I have a reading that says, don't get paranoid. Yeah, Tower, karma happened. Don't get paranoid. The universe loves you. Yeah. So, these people may have had some sort of tower to wake them up. Me personally, Molly, I am not making this happen. I am not making karma happen. I'm not a witch. Do you hear that? I am not a witch. I do not do spells on people. No. I don't believe in spell work. I think that's lowbrow. Yes, I believe everybody should have the right to make their own decisions, and I don't feel like I need to flex my ego to make other people do things I want them to do through spells and dark magic. I don't believe that. I am a Heyoka empath. And so what people want us to learn about is what a Heyoka empath is. I'm a very psychic person. You would call it like a super empath. And so I work as a mirror. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. And so a lot of times a Heyoka can unsettle a narcissist. Because a narcissist will come over and start feeling you out to see if you're going to be a flying monkey for them. And a flying monkey is a little minion for them. And a perfect example to show a Heyoka empath how a Heyoka will shine the mirror back is the scene in Better Off Dead. So if you're my age, guaranteed you've seen that movie a bunch of times. Better Off Dead. And it's the scene, if you haven't seen the movie, there's a dude who's going through a whole crisis. A popular broski just got his girl, and he's having a whole collapse of reality and a death of the ego. And the whole time, the girl next door, excuse me, when I sneeze, when I channel, that means somebody's clearing out issues, bog bodies. The girl next door, the exchange student from France, is his true counterpart. Not this toxic relationship with this chick who likes to triangulate. And so they're at a dance, and he's with his best friend. A top hat might mean something. And here comes the bully with his ex-girlfriend, the dude who stole his girl. And he walks up And he says a smarmy little something to try to embarrass those two, the bully does. I think he says, yeah, he looks at him sitting with his guy friend, and he says, oh, you better shave her puss before you kiss her. Something like that. And the bully came and just ego jizzed all over these two. Has the chick he stole from the dude right on his arm. And the bully is waiting for both of those two to cower and, oh. But the friend is the Heyoka in this situation. And the friend just looks at him. And does this really creepy laugh back at him. Then the bully's like, what? You're not cowering. No, you're not supposed to do this. You're supposed to be upset that I just made fun of you. This is what's happening in energy. And the bully's like, and the friend's like, And then now the bully feels all awkward and weird. And he looks at these two and he just kind of walks away. Yeah, that backfired. My bully session didn't work and now I feel weird. So what the friend did was shine the mirror back at the bully and responded in a way that the bully does not expect. And so that's a perfect visual. And I will remember all of my readings are interactive. And you have to look at the comment section of every reading on YouTube because that's the interactive part. And I will link a clip from that scene in that movie. And you can really see how that's a perfect visual representation of how a Heyoka empath works. So, a bunch of people may have gotten karma. And here's what Spirit says. Don't get paranoid. The universe loves you. Karma's not personal. It just is. So, I'm also going to put a link to another video that says 12 laws of karma that will change your life. So, we all know karma kind of, you get what you put out, right? A really great meme that goes around. Karma's only a bitch if you are. Does that mean everybody who got some karma is a total bitch? No. It means that people might not be being aware. They might not be living in the present moment. And they may have behaved like full-on takers. So a taker means you come in, swoop in. I hear a chosen one. You swoop in to a divinely guided chosen one, something like that. Just take manifestations that maybe you were supposed to manifest with that chosen one. Just take them for yourself with nothing given back in return. For example, when I watch a YouTube video, every time I go on to a brand new YouTube video or a YouTube video I haven't watched before, no matter who it is, what the message is, I click and I say, oh, I want to watch this. I click on it and I immediately hit the thumbs up. That's a positive energy exchange. I am paying the door fee for that free information I'm about to get. I'm acknowledging whoever did that video, that they put out some hard work, and I'm receiving that information. I refuse to be just a taker. So that's a really good example. Somebody may have just ignored, swooped in every day, just took somebody's energy and gave nothing back in return. A ghoster who's clearly not ghosting. No, they're plugging in every fucking day and leaving nothing back. Yeah, Spirit says, ding dong. That's not very gentlemanly or very ladylike or very person-like. That's being a taker. People who take blessings that belong to somebody else. Taker. Swooping in and saying, oh, I should manifest with this person. Yeah. But instead, I'm going to write a story about that person's life. And then it's going to become my story. But it's not your story. It's that person's life. Yeah, you should have manifested with that person. You were supposed to do a manifestation together with that person instead of just take for yourself. And then one step further, there are people who just stole other people's blessings and then gave them to their lowbrow hoe bags and broskies. Yeah, Spirit says no. Karma. The blessings are for the rightful receivers. Not a lowbrow page of swords. A page of swords is a mean chick. Is the Heathers in the movie Heathers. A page of swords is the bully and their little crew coming into that dance to flex on the Earth Angels. Yeah, all the Earth Angels' hard work doesn't go to Page of Swords, lowbrow hoskies, and broskies. See how that works? So there's a whole bunch of people that are realizing how god-awful they were to their muse and just was a total taker. Yeah. Well, you got definitive signs, yeah, to stop doing that. Now, does that mean you should never, tune into your muse again and, oh my God? No, that means do the right thing. You're supposed to manifest with your muse. You're not supposed to take from your muse, leave them treading water in the middle of nowhere, doing nothing to help them, and then just say, yeah, I'm going to have this for myself. I'm going to mind fuck myself that I came up with this all on my own. And now it's mine and my bitches or my dudes or my persons. Yeah, Spirit says, no. Spirit went to see how far the takers would take, and they fucking fleeced the fuck out of their muses and left nothing. Then we got a whole bunch of people. This happened to me. I know this happened to me. We got a whole bunch of people who said, I will help anyone but you. I'm going to come in and take all the information you're giving as a spiritual leader, and I will acknowledge anyone but you. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out these little teases, these little never-ending carrot dangles. I'm going to start doing what you're doing. I'm going to start doing Twitter posts that say, coming in hot. I'm going to start throwing back whatever you put out. And I'm going to rub in your face that I'll help anyone but you. Yeah. Why you want to be a bitch? For real. Why you want to be a bitch? Does everybody hear that? Why do people tease their muse with a never-ending carrot dangle and then say, I will help anyone but that person, and then I'll rub it in that person's face that I'm helping other people but not them? But I tune into that person every fucking day to steal their energy, their ideas, their manifestations, and their fucking life. Yeah, we got a bunch of chicks who are pretending they're an empress, and they haven't done shit for anyone but themselves. Yeah, you're not an empress when you come and steal an empress's work and then pretend you're the empress. No, that's a lowbrow Page of Swords. For example, yeah, the person who says, I'm an empress. Yeah, no, I'm a musician. I'm an empress. Yes. I'm just on the next leg of tour. Yeah, me. Yeah, empress. Have you ever even managed to mention the opening band, or are they just your help? Because remember, the Empress loves her community. Have you even bothered to acknowledge anyone but yourself, Page of Swords? Do you just come in and steal an Earth Angel's blessings that you're supposed to manifest with a fucking Earth Angel? But you want to be the only smoking hot cutie pie. Do you cock block opportunities for people in your collective? Spirit also wants us to learn about how narcs of a feather flock together. Because all the high priestesses, yep, activated their high priests. Is true. All these fakers, these wannabes, yeah, we're separating the wheat from the chaff. No wankers on the big train. If your muse's life is at a standstill because your lowbrow hosky or broski can't get their shit together, yeah, you're helping the wrong person. Do you hear that? If you're lowbrow hosky who can't do anything for anybody but themselves, if you're making sure that person gets the karmic rewards that your muse has come up with, you're a loser. How about that? Oh my God. Dong! I hear a gong being hit. It's time to wake up. We have a bunch of high priests who are riding in. They're ready to do the correct thing. They see this travesty of justice. Yeah, finally the muses are coming and getting their help. And what are these wannabe faker empresses gonna do when their muse no longer tells them how to pretend they're the muse? Like, if the broadcasting just stops, what's that muse gonna do? Well, she's gonna manifest with her emperor. Yeah, these lowbrow bitches ain't getting the milk for free no more. Spirit just wanted to see how far those demons would take it. How much they would fleece. And then their egos got all bloated. Then they got all butthurt. Spirit saw how far they take. They took it pretty fucking far. A bunch of reptilians unzipped themselves. Astral court happened. Karma happened. Now, if you had karma happen where you're like, this is bad karma. This is a karmic smackdown. I acknowledge this is not a karmic reward. You are not a piece of shit. Karma is not personal. It just is. And maybe you should start being more generous. Maybe you should expand the super fucking tight clique that gets all the opportunities. Maybe you should expand it. Especially if you're on round 442 of the super tight clique. Yeah, maybe you should let a chick in the dudes club. Maybe you should expand the clique. Maybe you should learn to be less paranoid so you'll hang out with more people that aren't exactly like you. When you're hanging out with people who only think exactly like you, only eat exactly like you, only listen to the exact same music as you are literally hanging out with yourself. A bunch of second-rate versions of you, and you all are chest bumping each other. There's concepts called learn to agree to disagree on things. Why is it important to hang out with people who are not the exact same as you? Because that's when change happens. So, for example, there's somebody who I agree with 90% of what they agree with. The 10% I totally don't. Do I get all butthurt and say, that person's a fucking vegan and I eat meat? Yeah, I can't associate with that person. No. I say, that vegan, yeah, 90% of who they are, I totally enjoy. They're a great person. I don't happen to be a vegan, but I'm not going to use it against that vegan. So then you sit down and you say, or it could be, that forced birther, let's do it that way, that forced birther, otherwise known as pro-life, forced birther. Personally, me, Molly, I am 100% pro-choice. If I'm in a room with a forced birther and I have 90% of me gets along with that person, am I going to snub, ignore, shun the forced birther? At a lower vibration, I would have said, fuck yeah, fuck you. That's all I would have said, fuck you. But now I'm older. I've learned how to, Spirit wants us to watch this TED Talk about a solid gold. He gives the TED Talk about the age of Aquarius, about high vibrational learning to agree to disagree. So if I say, I'm going to agree to disagree with this forced birther, which that's what pro-life is now called, forced birth. And I hang out with them, and we have a good time. We do our whatever. And now I would say, yeah, that person's my friend. I got to know them. And they're saying, yeah, that person's my friend too. I got to know them. There comes a point in that friendship where there is an opportunity to discuss. So you say, hey friend, yeah, we have never breached this topic with each other. And we get along so well in the 90% of this stuff. But this 10% we're totally, completely opposite on. Do you want to talk about it? And that's an opportunity for a doorway of communication to get open. Respectful communication. Respectful communication is the key phrase. And if the other person says, yes, let's talk about it. Now there's an opportunity for a middle ground to be found between these two people. There's an opportunity for one or the other's minds to change, or nobody's minds change, but the discussion is happening in a way it would never happen if I only insisted on hanging out with other people who are pro-choice only. I would be on my soapbox sticking my middle fingers up at all the forced birthers, and they would be sticking their middle fingers back up at me, and everybody would be jacking their egos off at each other, and no change would happen. There are also things where that 10%, whatever it is, may fall in your bottom line. That is my bottom line. And I can't waver from my bottom line. And if you don't want to step foot in a room, if you don't want to talk with somebody who violates your bottom line, that's A-okay. But if you can get to a point where you say that person violates my bottom line, let's figure out why they're so able to do it. Because we've gotten to a point now in society where we are so opposites. We have hardcore propaganda churning out. And propaganda's end goal is to make you lose your compassion for another human being over your own ego. So it's, I am so stuck up that I only give respect or acknowledge or anything people exactly like me. Everyone else is a rat. And what happens with rats? They have to get exterminated. That's the end goal of propaganda. That's what Nazis did. It's mindfuckery. It's almost like hypnotism. It's brainwashing to try to get you to remove your emotional cord of common decency to another human being. And you can go on any social media and watch everybody just jacking their own egos off. And Spirit is saying, don't lose your humanity. People, no matter if you agree with them or not, are not rats. You hear that? Bloated bobbleheads of moral righteousness? Have you fallen for propaganda? Are you an energetic bully? Are you a taker? Are you a never-ending carrot dangler? It's time to ascend up. Now, if you got some karma and you say, oh my God, upon reflection, I see I got a karmic smackdown, and I see where my bad behavior may have been. I'm embarrassed. I'm feeling really shy all of a sudden. And I understand I got some sort of karmic smackdown, a tower. Yeah, that was to wake you up. And clearly you woke up. So the message from Spirit is, don't get paranoid. The universe loves you. It's not personal. It's karma. Karma's only a bitch if you are. Otherwise, it's a delightful reward. All right. So there's a bunch of soul school stuff that Spirit wants us all to watch today. And if there's an apology due, here's what a lot of people who've been through trauma. If you owe somebody an apology, but you've lived with trauma, or you've had a very toxic relationship in the past, and this is like a new person that you may owe an apology or acknowledgement to or something, just remember, I talk about Grossville and Healedville all the time. And so you may be existing in a lower vibration that includes paranoia, projecting onto other people. So that is, I'm butthurt by something you said. And so what I'm going to do instead of looking at the song that's playing on the boombox called The Truth, rather than just sitting in this uncomfortable feeling, I'm going to say, fuck you, boombox. And I'm going to pick the boombox up and slam it against the wall. Yeah, well, the truth is still the truth that the boombox was playing. Is it the boombox's fault that you projected onto the boombox what you wanted to think? No, the boombox is just broadcasting the song from Spirit called The Truth. All right? So, sometimes when we owe somebody an apology, we're used to the concept of apologizing or talking about serious things. If you've been with a narcissist, a tantrumy hoe bag, however you want to say it, the idea of having a deep, let's talk about our feelings, I owe you an apology, like that kind of stuff can be terrifying. Because in the past, what that has done is opened a whole can of worms. And then the whole rest of the day is a huge fucking fight. In the end, someone might even go to jail. Somebody might get hurt. Whatever it is, it's an avalanche of destruction. The apology. Yeah, think of how fucked up that is. That's a toxic soul tie. Lowbrow people. That's how it works in Grossville. You are now, you've swum across the river, or Spirit has dragged you across the river into Healedville, where the empresses and the emperors are, the hive, all the queens and kings, all the high vibrational people. And if you owe an empress, an emperor, a king, queen, a high vibrational person, if you owe even a page of swords, anybody, an apology. Now, the page of swords over in Healedville is the highest vibrational page of swords, a very studious, smart person who says, no, I don't need to sit at the stuck-up Heather's lunch table. I built a whole cafeteria with my own 2 hands, and it has a giant round table where anybody can sit at and have a voice. Just remember, when you're apologizing to people over in Healedville, if you do a proper apology, it will probably make the wheel turn rather than open a whole Pandora's box over in Grossville. So we have to remember, apologies have bullet points. Just saying, I'm sorry, let's move on. Sorry things got messy. That's not an apology. That's doing the least possible to own up for your bad choices. Apology has to have bullet points. So an apology sounds something like, hey you, I'd like to talk about this topic. Are you in a place where you are ready to hear me talk about this topic? You get that person's I hear approved. You get that person's permission. Will you listen to me? Yes. I want you to know I thought about whatever I thought about blank, whatever I did, and I feel horrible. I want you to know I've self-reflected, and I've realized that what I did hurt you. I'm thinking it must have made you feel very sad, invisible, unworthy, whatever. And I feel awful that I made you feel that way. I don't want to be that kind of person. And I want you to know that through whatever this is that happened, I've learned a lesson out of this. And I want to respect you and let you know that your pain was not in vain. I learned a lesson out of this. And I promise you, I will never do this to anyone else again. I'd like to apologize to you. That's an apology. Now, if you're apologizing to an Empress over in HEALEDVILLE, she'll probably say, hello, darling. Yeah, finally. Do you want a hug? I accept your apology. What a beautiful apology. I can feel that it's from your soul. Now, if you're going to do a Grossville apology, I'm sorry, we're moving forward. That's not an apology. That's a tantrum. That's an extended tantrum. Do you see the difference? So Spirit wants everybody to know you are being dragged kicking and screaming, or you're swimming the most beautiful breaststroke, I hear, or you've been catapulted over into HEALEDVILLE. You have a different class of people that you're hanging out with now over in HEALEDVILLE. Now, if somebody doesn't accept your apology, it doesn't mean you failed your apology mission, because what you said is still in that person's mind now. But a proper apology, it's like you can't annihilate somebody and then cliff note your way out of it and expect the universe to say, yeah, cool, everything's great. And that's what ascending up in vibration does. So a lot of people may be wondering, am I a narcissist? Not me, like them. I am not, personally, Molly, I am not a narcissist. I'm a Heyoka empath. But empaths work like sponges. And you are who you hang out with. So if you identify as an empath, or a super empath, or a highly sensitive person, something like that, and highly sensitive does not mean big fat pussy. No, highly sensitive means superhero. It means you can go into a room and read the energy. You can say, oh, that person's in weird energy right now. They must be having a fight. Oh, look at that poser really trying. She's going to suck his dick later. If you're an energy worker, I hear, an empath, or if you're spectrum-y, you will pick up vibrations of the people you're hanging around with. You are who you hang around with. You work like a sponge. And if you're hanging around a bunch of fucking stuck-up narcissists, you will start behaving stuck-up and narcissistic. And that term is called getting the fleas, or picking up the fleas. And so you will learn how I'm going to put all these lessons that Spirit wants us to learn about. These are for the serious energy workers. How narcs of a feather, so in the spirituality community, when you hear the word narc, that means narcissist. Narcs of a feather flock together. So a narcissist and their whole group of flying monkeys, they're all narcissists. And nobody really respects anybody. They're all just trying to get to the top of the mountain that may be career, coolness, and it's a Lord of the Flies shit. They push each other down while keeping the clique real tight. No, only me and my flying monkeys. Yeah, but we don't respect each other, but we pretend we just say we're the best of friends. Spirit's trying to, yeah. So if you're like, okay, this is kind of resonating right now. I've identified bad behavior that I've done. I'm embarrassed. Part of the cleanse of a spiritual awakening is a shameful day. And the shameful day may last more than a day. Where you're like, why in the world was I like that? Why did I do that? Why did I get it on with that person? Erase it from my memory. Well, Spirit said, mighty elks, shake off the fleas. So if you're resonating, you're like, I identify my own bad behavior. I identify I might have gotten some bad karma. I might have got a slap on the wrist, I hear. I may have got a little flick of the ear to wake up. Just understand, you are probably not a narcissist. Narcissists don't have the ability to self-reflect. And so if you are self-reflecting, you're saying, am I the narcissist? The answer is probably no. You probably picked up a bunch of fleas, which caused you to do bad behavior without even thinking about it. And now you might be totally grossed out at your own bad behavior. And Spirit's saying that bad behavior is being left in Grossville. You are now self-reflecting and you're heading over to Healedville. And Healedville, darlings, is delightful. There's a whole bunch of cool people over in Healedville that if you do an apology to, most likely does not open a can of worms, does not lead to fighting for the rest of the day. Then one person gets to have a total fucking tantrum. Then the other person has to prove their love for them. Just let them have their tantrum. And that never-ending loop of toxicity. Yeah, that's over in Grossville. And Empress in Healedville most likely will say, I accept your apology and I appreciate it. You want to play? Welcome to Healedville. All right, there's the message. There's going to be a bunch of information now down in the comment section of this reading. Okay, peace out. Love ya.